Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the Well Spa podcast, and I'm your beautiful host. And special thanks to Lillian for making me look this beautiful. And she's into um, perfume sales and also wristwatches. And I'll be leaving her link at the end of this podcast in all my write ups. Make sure you try to patronize her, and her prices are affordable. So thank you, Lillian, for making me look this pretty. Okay. So have you ever stopped to, ask yourself, why does it have to be me? Why do I always need to be in the spotlight? Why do I feel the magnetic pull to be the center of attention, to be noticed, to be affirmed? And if we're being honest, why do we sometimes lead companies, ministries, pastors, or teams, not just out of calling, but most times because we want the title, we want the power, and we want the glory that comes with the title? So today on Wealthpa, we are going to talk about the subtle, sneaky ways self-centeredness disguises itself as leadership, and how we can curve it gracefully with humility before God and man. So let's dive into what I call the human pull for recognition. So let's face it, the truth is, we all want to be seen. We all want someone to say, well done. You look pretty, just like I'm looking pretty today. And, that's not inherently wrong, because for whatever it is, we are humans and God has wired us with the need for affirmation, whether we tend to agree or not. God has wired us with the need for affirmation. But when that need becomes our fuel, when it drives our choices, our projects, our conversations, it begins to turn into a quiet form of idolatry. Maybe, just maybe, you've been there. One, posting your wins online, hoping for likes and comments. Two, dropping your achievements in conversation so others know you're doing well. Three, running your company, but deep down, the biggest motivator is, I want to be in charge. I want to be the boss. But here's the problem: when everything is about you, there's actually no room for God's glory to be the center in your life. Now let's dive a little bit. Let's talk about, the illusion of humility. Sometimes we try to max max our desire for attention with what I call a curve humility. You know the drill. You share your achievements and then say, oh, this is what I've achieved, this is what I've done, and then you tag it with all glory to God at the end. But the real question will be, it was the main event, the glory of God, or was the main event our spotlight moment with God as the after credit mention? This is not about condemnation, because most of us do it. So this is a mirror. If we're being honest with ourselves, sometimes we want God to be a co-signature to our self-promotion rather than the true subject of the story. So let's pause and ask ourselves three hard questions. If nobody knew I did this, would I still do it? Am I leading to serve or be celebrated? Do I crave the title more than the toll? So I'm going to repeat that. One, if nobody knew I did this, will I still do it? Am I leading to serve or to be celebrated? Do I crave the title more than the toil? Now, when our leadership flows from calling to when our leadership flows from calling, we are less obsessed with being noticed. So when our leadership flows from ego, we start chasing applause instead of fruits. So how do we take the spotlight off ourselves and carry it back to God? Not just in words, but in posture. One, you practice silent wins. Do something impactful without posting or, telling anyone. Let God be the only witness. Two, name drop God first. Now, what do I mean by name drop God first? When sharing good news, start with what God did, not what you did. Three, celebrate others loudly, yourself quietly. Now, try to turn your platform into a mirror that reflects other people's light, not just your light. And four, daily surrender. Pray, Lord, if my heart ever loves the applause more than your approval, so that God will begin to realign us. Now, friend, I want you to know that your life is not meant to be the headline. Don't let anyone deceive you that you have to own this, you have to own that, and then you have to post it and start looking for self validation. Your life is not supposed to be the headline, because the best leaders I've ever met are those whose influence points beyond them. They lead, yes, they succeed, yes, but they know they are stewards, not owners of glory. So the next time the temptation comes to make it all about you, remember the safest, most satisfying place for the spotlight is on the one who gave you the light in the first place. Until next time, keep leading well, keep loving deep, and keep pointing up. And this is Well Spa Podcast. Do not forget to visit our website on www.well-spa.com. I love you and have an amazing week.